Good morning, students. I hope you have seen the practical demonstration of refraction of light and how we can trace the path of a ray of light that is traveling from one transparent medium to another. This picture here on the slide is same as what we have performed, the experiment. Only one thing that was not shown in the diagram was the path of the ray of light, that is the arrows. We need to show the arrows over the path of light, and as you can see in this figure here, that the ray is traveling from air, the incident ray, that is AE is your incident ray, and EF is the refracted ray. Passing from air, it enters into glass, and then FD is your emergent ray, that is the ray again travels from glass to air. So the path of the light has to be shown with the arrows. Let's go to the next slide. Let us now see what the laws of refractions are. The first law, the incident ray, the refracted ray and the normal to the surface at the point of incidence all lie in one plane. So we have performed the experiment and we have seen this, that incident ray, refracted ray and normal at the point of incidence are all in one plane. Second law, for any two given pair of media, the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is a constant. So this also, while studying virtually, when we had studied the experiment, we had proved this, that sine I upon sine R is constant for any given pair of media. The pair of media that we had chosen was air and glass. Air was our first medium and glass was our second medium, and we had got the value to be 1.5, which is constant for air and glass. Let's go on to the next slide. So here we have the second law, that is sine I upon sine R is equal to constant, and this constant is called as refractive index, which is indicated by the letter N, small n, and this second law is also called as the Snell's law. Let us now try to understand refractive index. The extent of the change in direction of light that takes place in a given pair of media is expressed in terms of refractive index. So here we have studied that how the light ray changes its direction when it goes from one medium to another. So this extent to which there will be change in the direction of light when it goes from one medium to another is expressed in terms of refractive index. Refractive index depends upon the velocity of light in the medium. So we know that the velocity of light in air and vacuum is highest and it decreases in water and glass. This is because air is a rarer medium, whereas water and glass are denser mediums. So when light travels through air, the speed is more, but when it goes through water and glass, they being denser mediums, the speed of light decreases. So we say that refractive index depends upon the velocity of light in the medium. Accordingly, rarer medium has less refractive index and denser medium has more refractive index. In other words, we can even say that the light bending ability of any medium is called refractive index. What is the light bending ability of any medium is referred to as its refractive index, or it determines its refractive index. So in rarer medium the bending of light is less, whereas in denser medium the bending of light is more. Hence we find that the rarer medium has less refractive index, whereas denser medium will have more refractive index. Let us now try to find out how the refractive index for a given pair of medium is written. So here we have the diagram where we have a ray of light going from air to glass. The velocity of light in air is taken to be v1, which is our medium 1, and the velocity of light in glass is taken to be v2, which is our second medium. So the formula is shown there, that is refractive index indicated by small n, and then you can see 2 is written on one side and 1 is written on the other side. So it is to be read as refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium, and that is equal to velocity of light in first medium upon the velocity of light in second medium. Now the same thing can be even written as refractive index of glass with respect to air. Now that we know that our second medium is glass and the first medium is air, so we will substitute 2 by G for glass and 1 by A for air. That will be equal to the velocity of light in air, that is indicated by VA, upon velocity of light in glass, that is Vg. Now we know the values of velocity of light in air and glass, so we substitute the values, that is 3 into 10 raised to 8 upon 2 into 10 raised to 8. 10 raised to 8 and 10 raised to 8 will get cancelled, and 3 upon 2 will be equal to 1.5. So 1.5 is the refractive index of glass with respect to air. Similarly, the refractive index of the first medium with respect to the second medium will be given by the relation refractive index of first medium with respect to the second medium is equal to velocity of light in second medium upon the velocity of light in first medium. So accordingly we have refractive index of air with respect to glass, that will be equal to velocity of light in glass upon the velocity of light in air, which is equal to 2 into 10 raised to 8 upon 3 into 10 raised to 8. That comes out to be 0.66. So with this we come to know what the refractive index of air is and that of glass is with respect to each other, and we even come to know that how the refractive index of rarer medium is less and that of denser medium is more. Let us try to understand the refraction of light in the different media. The first diagram here shows that a ray of light is passing from a rarer medium like air to a denser medium like glass. So here we find that the angle of incidence is greater than the angle of refraction. This is so because when the ray of light comes from air and goes into glass, it bends towards the normal. Because of the speed of the light decreasing, we find that the angle of refraction is going to be smaller and the ray of light is going to bend towards the normal. So when a ray of light passes from a rarer medium to a denser medium, it bends towards the normal. The second one, we find that a ray of light is going from a denser medium into a rarer medium. And in this case, we find that the angle of incidence is smaller than the angle of refraction. So in this case, we find that the speed of light will increase because it is going into rarer medium, and so it will move away from the normal. Hence, when a ray of light passes from denser medium to a rarer medium, it bends away from the normal. The third and the last possibility, here we find that a light ray is incident normally at the boundary between the two media. So as we call it as the interface, and the light ray is incident normally. We have studied how to draw a normal. So you can find that the incident ray and the normal are one and the same here, or else the incident ray is falling normally, or it is perpendicular to the interface or the boundary between the two media. So it does not change its direction, and hence it does not get refracted. So it will pass away straight without any deviation. This will be true when the ray is going to go from the rarer medium into a denser medium, or it is going from a denser medium into a rarer medium. Thus, when a light ray is incident normally at the boundary between the two media, it does not change its direction, and hence it does not get refracted. So we will stop here and we will continue in the next class. Thank you.